What is going on, everyone? And welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Wednesday team here today. We are back on normal scheduling, back at the 12 o'clock hour, back on a Wednesday, and I'm excited to say that we might have one of the best slates of the year today. We have a ton of college hoops. We are about to enter the best time of the year of March Madness conference tournament season. And JD, what this show was built off of. MLB is only 2 weeks away. JD, over to you. How are you today, bro?
And I'm doing good. Yeah, not to get into it too actually quick, but I'm also coming off a good day, and it's just, when things are going well, it's like it just makes this a lot more fun.
You are so true. Everything is better in life when you're winning your bets. If you're in this industry, just everything in life is better when you are winning.
I don't think you need that if you're in this industry. Life is just better when you're winning your bets.
True that. Hefe, over to you. How are you today, brother?
Doing good, man. It's a hefty slate today. Gearing up. Can't wait for conference tournaments to start next week. Can't believe I went to bed with the Clippers up 19 and woke up to them somehow losing the game. But
yeah,
I guess that's
same here.
Sports.
That's how the cookie crumbles, as they would say, Hefe. Well, that's a good time to segue into our Tuesday recap. I will jump in here first. I came on here and told you guys yesterday, do not take Auburn against Texas A&M. I did not see Auburn winning that game, and what happened? Texas A&M came in with a stomping of them, so I was happy with that. I was about 500 on the day yesterday. My free play was the Rockets, and they just did not have a good game for themselves, but that's okay. We did go about 50-50 on the day. We're ready to bounce back today and have a profitable day. JD, however, continues to keep on rolling. Tell everyone how you did yesterday, JD.
Yeah, yesterday overall for me was a 6-2 day. Units, I was up a little over 10. So yeah, this month is like rolling along good. As far as in college basketball, I actually went 3-1. So that college basketball run now is up to 30-7. I'm not sure I've ever been on a college basketball run quite like this. So yeah, just looking to keep that going.
Is there a better time to get into a heater like this right now? We're about to enter the best betting season for college basketball and basketball in general. So stay hot. We love to hear that. Hefe, over to you. How'd you do yesterday?
1-2. Pacers won it for us. Mississippi State lost for us in college basketball. And I went to bed really thinking that we're going to wake up 2-1. And somehow the Clippers, I haven't seen highlights of that fourth quarter. I don't know how you erase a 19-point lead, but they found a way.
They sure did. The Clippers may be a team I'm staying off of going forward. They're a team, JD, I know I've said this to you a million times on the show, but they're a team that I haven't gotten right this year. I finally got back on the Clippers train last night. I haven't taken them in probably a month. I get on them. They're up big. I get into bed, same as Hefe last night. Not with Hefe, let's make that clear, but I also went to bed early before the game ended. I think I went to bed right around halftime. They were up 20 points. Woke up, saw that they lost by 2. Typical Los Angeles Clippers when I bet them. So they are doing what I am used to them doing. But, fellas, we have a beautiful slate we're going to be diving into today. Before we do, there's a little bit of news in the sports world today. As you guys know, this show covers all sports all year long. So a little NFL news. Sam Hubbard of the Cincinnati Bengals, the 29-year-old defensive end who's had a pretty solid career, was released from the Bengals this morning. Not even an hour later, he has retired. So 29-year-old defender who's still in his prime, outside edge, has retired. So Sam Hubbard, that is the big news this morning of what's going on in the NFL world. Fellas, you ready to dive into a little college hoops before we get into the NBA?
Yes, sir. Sad here about Sam Hubbard.
Both of you.
He was a fan favorite in the Bengals. I think he grew up in that area.
I was going to say, I saw a tweet about that.
Yeah, I know he went to school in
Ohio State.
But he's been solid. Listen, he's not Trey Hendrickson for them, which is Bengals are probably thinking, because that $9 million off the books is going right into Trey Hendrickson's pocket, because that boy deserves a ton of money, and they are struggling to figure out how they're going to pay him with the tag on T. Higgins and make Jamar Chase what he deserves to be, one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league, all while Joe Burrow is just making $50 million. And that's why in the NFL, it's hard. have a great high.
Yeah, yeah. Check your mic settings. It cut off there at the end. Hefe,
I was
real
about
quick
to
for
say,
me.
I don't know
But
what he was going.
I don't know what he said. I don't know what he said. But I'll go over here quickly about Sam Hubbard. He is from Cincinnati. He went to Archbishop Moeller High School. So he's from Cincinnati, went to high school in Cincinnati, went to college at Ohio State, and then got drafted and played for the Bengals. So his whole life and career has been in Cincinnati. So a good retirement for Cincinnati's homegrown Sam Hubbard. I wish we saw him in the league for a little bit longer. All right, boys, the people are here for picks. That's what they want today. So let's dive in to a little college basketball action. We are covering 2 games today. The first game we're going to be breaking down is the Big Ten showdown between the Maryland Terps and the Michigan Wolverines. Both teams are coming in with identical records on the season, 22-7, while the Terps are 12-6 in conference and Michigan is 14-4 in conference. This is a must-win game for Michigan, guys. They are 1 game back of Michigan State for the Big Ten title. We'll start with Hefe. Let's see what's going on with the audio. What do you like in this game?
How do I sound?
Beautiful as always. There we go.
Great. You said it perfectly. This is an absolute must-win game for Michigan. They're at home. Maryland is iffy on the road, 4-5 record on true away games, as in non-neutral site games this year. Michigan 13-2 at home. This is just a flat out. They got to win this game, and I think they do. These teams are pretty evenly matched up on offense and defense in terms of stats. Really up and down. I can't find too much disparity. This is just a dig in. You're at home, and you got to win this game versus a team that struggles on the road. Give me Michigan on the money line to win this game.
Michigan's a little scary for me. So let's recap how Michigan has done recently. Their most recent game, they got blown out by Illinois at home, 93-73. Game before that, Rutgers had them on the ropes, boys. I watched every minute of that game. Rutgers had a huge lead. They blew it late, and Rutgers loses to everyone. They got blown out by a crappy Purdue team last night by 40, so I'm not taking much from that. The game before that, they beat Nebraska, but that was the ugliest game probably in all college basketball this year, 49-46. Game before that, they lost to Michigan State. So this Michigan team has not impressed me lately. JD, I want to ask you before I give my selection, what do you think is going to happen in this one?
As far as the spot, this is a Michigan spot. I mean, this is like y'all just said, this is a game that they need to win. We've talked about this team a lot over the past 3 weeks. They've been winning games, but they haven't been covering spreads. That's what we've been talking a lot about here. With that being said, Maryland to me is the better team. But I don't like necessarily the spot for actually them. But actually what I like in this game, since that Michigan won that game, it was 49-46, super low scoring game. I've actually been on their overs since then. They've actually both cashed. And actually that's where I'm going here. As far as the Maryland side, I do see value, but I would rather play the over. Because as far as actually Michigan at actually home, they've been scoring points, and they've been playing a little bit of a faster pace there too.
Yeah.
And as far as actually, Maryland goes, they're not going to mind doing that. And to me, this number just seems a little bit low. I played the over 153.5. Actually looks like it's dropped a little bit. Looks like you can get a 152.5 now. So I definitely like that. And that is an actual official client play.
Wow. You're doing the alpha from yesterday, letting the best bets out early. We love to hear that, JD, giving the people what they want. Guys, I'm going to be on Maryland in the spot. I think the big difference is going to be the big men. So the only way Michigan has success right now is when they play teams that are significantly smaller than them. That's what I'm seeing out of their games from firsthand watching them. It's tough to do that against Maryland, who has star freshman Derek Queen. Derek Queen is averaging 16 points per game. But outside of just having Derek Queen, they have one of the best big men that we have seen in the Big Ten in a while, in Julian Reese. Julian Reese has been fantastic for this Maryland team as well. So now that they have the 2 big men down low against this Michigan team, I don't see any way that Michigan's going to be able to keep them off the glass, dominate the glass where they need to win. And I do think Danny Wolf and Vlad Golden will struggle against Derek Queen and Julian Reese. So give me Maryland plus the 2.5. I think they will win outright and get it done. I just don't have any faith in this Michigan team, guys. I've watched them over and over. They've won some close games, but they don't strike me as a force coming out of the Big Ten. I think the better overall team is Maryland. I know that they are on the road in this spot, but this is a big game for the Terps, and they have the players that will live up to the expectation. Give me Maryland plus the 2.5. I think they definitely get it done today. All right, boys, let's keep it rolling. Second game we're going to be breaking down today has an extremely high total, and it's going to be a very good game. This is going to be the Florida Gators coming in 5th in the country. They're 25-4 in the year and 12-4 in conference, taking on Alabama, the Crimson Tide, who are 23-6, and they are also 12-4 in conference. This is a very big game for the SEC standings. These teams are trying to lock up the second seed because we all do know, if you watched yesterday's show at least, you do know that Auburn has already locked up the championship in this conference. So, Hefe, we're going to go to you. What do you like in this Florida-Alabama game?
This is like, man, whoever made, yeah, very, very true. Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, man, quickest way to make $1 million is to have 7 streams of income. Let that be the number one thing you take out of this show, and that's a positive for you. But in terms of this game, whoever made Alabama's schedule, oh my God. You must have went to Auburn. That's how much you must hate Alabama, because they are. It's the roughest schedule I've seen. I think this is the 6th straight opponent that they're playing that's ranked. It's like impossible. They struggled in the first couple games, and they've kind of got back to them. Look, Alabama's a team that last year they were Final Four team. I'm not making that up, right? Anybody know off the top of their head? I'm pretty sure they made the final.
They're either Elite Eight or Final Four. Mark Sears was going off all tournament.
Yeah. Sears is going off, and they had the tall white Grant. Isn't first name's not Grant.
They still have him.
Yeah. He was ready. He came from an Ivy League last year, and he's still on the team. They have a great team of vet. These are the type of teams, the Alabamas, the veteran style teams, the Auburns, even though maybe not last night, that I love to back as the season gets later, because they've just been playing so long together. They have that continuity. But Florida's an offensive just powerhouse. This game is at Bama. I really think that Bama needs this game. I'm rolling with Bama. -3.5.
Man, I've been backing Bama in these big spots all year long. In games
and by the way, you're so right.
against
Sorry,
two very good.
This total is nuts. This total is crazy.
It's nuts at 180, and I definitely don't think I'm going to have any action. JD's going to come in here and say he has an absolute edge on the over or something. But for
first
me,
half team total, half point alternate line under,
and he's going to hit it, and the guy's going to hit it. This is
for
what
the
he
bench.
does. But let's take a look at recent performances for these two teams. Florida is coming in winners of 4 of their last 5. Their only loss was at Georgia, which was not a great loss. I watched that game, but to me that was an outlier game. I wouldn't hold up to them over them too crazy. On the other side, Bama lost a heartbreaker to Tennessee. Meshack, whoever, I forget his name.
I love that guy.
Hit an unbelievable 3 to win that game at the buzzer. Great performance there. Game before that, Alabama dropped 111 points against Mississippi State. Game before that, they dropped 96 points against Kentucky, and they lost the 2 games before that to Missouri and Auburn. One thing I'll say about this Alabama team, it all relies on Mark Sears. If his 3 ball is falling, they are one of the most competitive teams and one of the best teams in college basketball. When his shot is off, and you see his stat line of 1 for 10 in the first half for 5 points because of a couple free throws, this team is screwed. So to me, it all depends on the defense of Florida and how they will allow Mark Sears to play. And the strength of Florida is their offense. The weakness of Florida is their defense. So to me, I am going to be backing Bama yet again in this spot, -3.5. I do think Sears will have a big performance. He's averaging just nearly 20 points per game. It could be. I believe teams only have one more game. I believe they only have one more game after today. All teams. So let me take a look here and see Bama's schedule.
Yeah, it is senior night because they end the year at Auburn.
Auburn, who has nothing to play for, so this is really their last big game. This is a big one, and they are a veteran team in Bama. They do have Grant Nelson, like you said earlier. They also have Cliff Omarui, the Rutgers transfer. This team is built for the tournament. They have veterans who have been in big spots before, and I think they're going to have a big performance here. They do. They have a ton of guys on this team. They're deep. They're seasoned, and I do think Bama will get it done here. Give me Bama -3.5. JD, tell us what you got.
Guys, I have not made a play here yet. Still trying to figure out how I'm going to play this game. I see value on actually Florida in every single way. As far as the spread, as far as the money line, is actually like as far as their team total. To me, this is another one of those games where the road team is the better team. Just not sure how I want to play them. As far as Bama here, we all know what Bama wants to do. They want to go fast and they want to shoot threes. That's just what they do.
Yep.
And Florida will be very happy running at that pace. As far as on defense, I definitely like Florida more. I'm not saying that I actually like the Florida defense is like great. But to me, they actually do have, like a slightly better defense here. I'm still trying to figure out how to play this game. Like I was saying, actually ever since I've been on this like run on these games where I see value, like as far as the spread, like through most of the year, I would just bet it. I'm showing value on the spread and I'll just bet that. But during this run, what I've been doing is just finding other ways to get on these teams. Whether that be playing just the full game over or a team total over or a first half team total over, I've just been finding different like ways and not just betting the actual spread here. So this is a game where I am going to be on Florida somehow. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how that is.
Well, when you do decide where you were going to make this play, where are you going to have it posted so that people can find it?
It is going to be in Tails. This will not be posted to the actual like Discord free. This one will actually be a client play.
So if you guys want to get in on that, make sure you guys take advantage of the promotion that Moneyball Metrics is currently offering. We will get to that at the end of the show, like we always do. All right, boys. I believe we all covered this game. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Let's keep it moving. Well, you guys know what time it is. My favorite part of the show, where we move on from college basketball and we dive into the National Basketball Association. Fellas, first game we're going to be breaking down today. And by the way, Jake, I see all your comments. I see you on your burner. I see you doing all this stuff, talking crap about me and Hefe's Knicks. We'll address it. We will address it. So don't you worry. We see you. We're not ignoring you. Yep. He was already typing this. It just posted as I said that. We will get to you in a little bit. But first, we are going to start with the Heat taking on the Cavs tonight. The Heat are coming in 29-31 on the year. They're 13-19 on the road, taking on a Cleveland Cavaliers team that is 51-10 on the year. Guys, Cleveland is 28-4 at home. Let me reiterate that. Cleveland outright is 28-4 this season. Let's take a look at the injury report and welcome to the CVS receipt for the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero, game time decision. And then after that, all these guys are out. The next four names I'm reading are already out. Nikola Jovic, Khalil Ware, Andrew Wiggins, Jaime Jaquez. This is a disaster injury report for the Miami Heat. Let's start with that. I think that's why the line is as wide as it is. For the Cavs, Evan Mobley, true game time decision. Hefe, all that news. What do you got?
I mean, yeah, that's how I feel about it last night. The Cavs are – I keep waiting for the Cavs to kind of like come back to earth. And they keep proving me wrong. I still don't believe in this team in a 7-game series against a Celtics. I even think they can be had against a less than opponent than the Celtics in the playoffs in an atmosphere like that. 10.5 points is a lot, but the Cavs are just so good offensively. They're so deep. They have the right players playing the right positions with great backups. I mean, look at a guy like Ty Jerome. How is he just balling his ass
Unbelievable.
off? Unbelievable. It just makes no sense. And their best players are playing their best basketball. Their 6, 7, 8, 9 guys are playing great basketball. They have great bench depth. They traded for, I think, the perfect person to make them have better, to be a better team on both sides of the ball in DeAndre Hunter. And they're playing great. I got to take the Cavs. It's a big number. To win by 11 in the NBA, to like take that against a non-bad team. The Heat are not a bad team. They're an average, mediocre team. Is hard. I got to roll with the Cavs, though.
Quickly, I do want to talk about this. Joe, Mobley is a true game time decision. I'm seeing that he didn't go through shoot around this morning, so I'd be a little hesitant if you're banking on the Mobley train because we're not sure if he's going to be in the lineup quite yet. I'll go into this one next. I hate playing double-digit spreads. I really do. I never think it's I usually don't think it's the right decision. This game should be a double-digit spread. With the injury report, with everyone who's not going to be there, this game should be a double-digit spread. And I do believe that the Cavs will win this by at least 15, if not by more than 20 points. The Cavs are an absolute wagon. Let me also go over how these teams have done against the spread this year. Miami is the 6th worst team in the NBA, coming in 26-33. They're missing the spread by an average of 1.5 per game. On the other side, the Cavs are the number 1 team in the NBA at covering the spread, and it's not even close. It's not even a competition. They've basically already locked up having the best ATS record for the season. In early March, they are 40-20 against the spread, covering at 67%. The second best team is OKC, that is 4.5 games back on that. They're covering at only 60% at 35-23. The average margin of victory against the spread for Cleveland is they're beating the projected spread on average by 4 points per game. No one is even remotely close to that total. This team has been unbelievable against the expectations, and Hefe put it perfectly. Adding the Hunter from the Cavs was an unbelievable addition to this team. They are deep at nearly every position, and they are coached fantastically. Role players on this team are playing like all-stars. The one worry I would have for the Cavs long-term is that are they peaking a little too early? I mean, I think we saw that from the Knicks last season, Hefe. I know we like to bring things back to the Knicks, but do you remember February, March, April-ish when the Knicks went on that insane run right before the playoffs, and then the playoffs hit, they cooled off? If I was a Cavs fan, I would be a little worried that they peaked maybe a little too early this year. They've been that good, but in this specific spot against a battered and bruised Miami Heat team that really probably won't have a lot of their weapons, even Khalil Ware, him being out is a massive loss for them tonight. He's been unbelievable. They have so many players. I think he's been the best rookie this year. So I am going to be taking the Cavs in the spot minus the 10.5. I know it's a huge spread, but they should win this game truthfully by close to 20 points. JD,
I want to make, but before we go to JD, guys, the Cavs coming off a back-to-back, right? So last night, I'm just randomly found myself scrolling on my ESPN app to check some scores, and I just looked at it because it was the fourth quarter, like midway through, and the game was tied. And I just looked. This game was tied 107-107 with exactly 7 minutes and 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. From that moment on, from that moment on, you can't even make this stuff up. The Cavs went on a 32-10 run in the final 7 minutes to win this game.
By 22. They ended the game winning by 22.
32-10. 10 minus 32 is 22. Here we go. Welcome to math. Here we are. Listen, what I'm trying to say is this team can score freaking 30 points in a half a quarter like that. Their offense flows so well, and the floor spacing they have is what impresses me the most, because what the lineups that they put in, Kenny Atkinson could have won Coach of the Year at the All-Star break. Their floor spacing is amazing because Jared Allen can't shoot a three to save his life. Mobley's not exactly a three-point threat out there. He can do it, but
he is now. He's got way better.
But he's not. He is, but he's not.
It's not his game. It's not his game.
Yes,
it's not his game.
But the way that every single other person, no matter if it's Mitchell, Garland, Strus, Jerome, DeAndre Hunter, Gene Wade, I don't even know if I can name any more Cavs. Honestly, I'm impressed I went that far. Can every single one of them is interchangeable on those three other positions? Yeah, you like that? Isaac Okoro, he's a Cav, I think. They're
top 7 pick.
They out of.
Oh, don't do that to me.
USC.
Do you know? Oh,
fuck. Sorry. They're just so versatile. They can fit so many. I guess they scored. They can fit so many positions. They're built for the playoffs. I would, as a Knicks fan, this is going to hurt to say. I'd love to see a Cavs Celtics matchup and kind of have them battle it out, because we can talk about the Knicks real quick. Even though we didn't have Cal yesterday, and I'm totally blaming it on that, and it's Mitch's like third game back, and I'm blaming it on that too. We can't compete against the upper echelon.
I'm not going to address this comment until after JD gives his review, but I will address that comment after JD breaks down this game first.
You know, when we're talking about the Cavs, you're talking about like actually like have they peaked too like early and everything. The Cavs started out the year on that great run.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And now we're 61 games in, and they're still playing just as well. So is this?
Yep.
I mean, this team is just good. I mean that like sample size is very large now.
I agree.
And actually, like until they give me a reason to bet against them, I'm actually not going to. And this team currently is not giving us any like reason to whatsoever. And then actually, what Hefe brought up there is this team can score points, and they can score points fast.
So fast.
Yep.
With this heat, with this actually lineup that they have to like night, this like game total has been dropping, and it's down to I believe around 222 now. Well, guess what? That makes the Cavs team total down to 117. I can tell you what, I don't have it right here in front of me, but the Cavs have scored over 117 points in almost every game.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive at a minimum. Let me scroll to look because I can.
This team played
9 out of the last 10.
I have a good number.
And 14 out of the last 15 over that
time.
And
both times over, they played Miami twice already. Both times. Oh no, what was your number? 117.
Yeah.
1-1 on that. The one game that they lost in December, they only scored 113 in Miami. Then they beat Miami and they scored 126 in late January.
Man, Jake is a hater. I think it's Jake.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be, come playoff time, an extremely common theory, right?
Yeah.
Especially in in the first round, they're the first seed, they're going to play. My mind can't even compute it. Maybe the Heat, I don't even know, or the Magic, maybe. But it's going to be a line like this. You think it's going to be because the playoffs are all of a sudden going to be like -4.5 at home?
Yeah. If they're still getting these lines in the playoffs, I'm fading the shit out of them. I'm going to be honest.
I got a question for you before you make
I don't.
I got a question for both of you before you make your next. I heard this on the radio driving to work today. Right now, if you had to make this wager, you had to choose one or the other, the Celtics or the field to win the NBA championships. So Boston Celtics or any Western team or any East team other than them, who would you choose? And I don't know the odds.
The Boston.
You
can't go off odds because it's good. You can't go off odds. Well, it's probably going to be like a minus 100 to a plus like 300, something of that magnitude. I would take the field at those odds. But if not betting aside, am I taking the Celtics or am I taking the field once the playoffs start?
Celtics. Yeah, I'm asking you right now, if you hadn't made this wager today, you're taking the Celtics?
Yeah.
How about you, JD?
Unfortunately.
Field.
Yeah.
And you're saying the field, so you expect the Western team to win because or are you taking the Cavs?
Do I know? Sorry.
So like when you say the field, are you saying that because you think that whoever comes out of the West has a chance to beat the Celtics, or you don't even think the Celtics? You're not confident the Celtics can make it to the chip.
I don't think it's going to be as easy as actually most people want to think it is.
In the East?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot.
You give the Knicks a shot?
I think there's a lot of ways where actually the Celtics do not win actually like the whole thing. So.
Okay, but are you incorporating like injuries into this?
No.
That's good. I think they're the deepest team, and I think right now they're just kind of not even taking basketball seriously. Like you could just tell. Like they're the way that I watched that game against Denver, and you could just on Sunday they're just not. They're just literally doing whatever right now. Just try to get through these dog days. I think they understand that they can't catch the Cavs and that the Knicks aren't going to catch them, so they're going to have the 2 seed kind of either way. I think you'll see them play a totally different brand of basketball come those like last 2 weeks of the season. Yeah, I agree.
Which could happen. Which could happen,
dude. Anything can happen.
Glass-Zingis out there. He's a key part. If he gets hurt again, I don't know if they get it done. But I think this is a great topic, so I want to stay on this for a minute. And I think it's a polarizing topic, too. If you people in the comments and the chat want to jump in here, tell us what you think. That's fantastic. We'll put it on the screen. We'll talk about it. But for me, at least, who do you think right now has a better chance of winning the NBA Finals? The Cleveland Cavs, or let's say a team like the Lakers or the Warriors, either one of those. Because I'm telling you right now, the West is a lot easier, I think, as a path to get to the finals. And I think that a team like the Warriors or the Lakers have a chance to go all the way and fight the Celtics. I think the Celtics are making it out of the East. I don't see any way the Celtics don't make it out of the East. But there's so many teams in the West that really can threaten the Celtics. What do you guys think?
I want to put it like this. I will answer this question in the hypothetical situation of I think the Celtics beat the Cavs in a 7-game series. I really do. I just think the mindset.
5 games.
Well, I'm not even getting into that. So I'm going to answer your question by saying that the Celtics are the Eastern Conference representee. I think the best matchup that we could have is the Warriors versus the Celtics. The Lakers are great, but Luka is a defensive liability. I do not care how much aware he is of his image. He is still a defense. You can't learn how to play defense in a couple months, especially on a new team with new schemes. He's a defensive liability. There's a reason Jaylen Brown won the damn MVP last year because Doncic was his primary defender, was crushing him. The Warriors have literally beat this iteration of the Celtics team. Maybe not the entire iteration, but the core. They just beat them. I get it, they're older. But let me tell you something. When Jimmy Butler wants to play basketball, Jimmy Butler is a freaking top 10 playoff player when he cares. And all of a sudden, it's looking like he cares. He is in his heyday. Remember, was one of the best two-way players. Maybe he doesn't have it like that on the offense anymore, but it only takes effort and basketball IQ to play good defense. And the Warriors have that, I think. So I like the Warriors matchup better against the Celtics. But I don't know if the Lakers Warriors or the West Conference Finals, how that would go. I'll tell you this. I'm not an OKC Thunder believer. I think they are a veteran star away. And I think Sam Presti has to swallow his pride this summer. And I think there will be no better, just full circle. Let's see if you're following me here. Than them selling off a bunch of picks to a team that has no picks and a player that would love to come home in Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong there. I think those are some great points.
You put KD on that OKC team with SGA, who's going to win the MVP this year. Hopefully a healthy Chet and a
First of all, and masked Hartenstein. We don't talk about masked Hartenstein enough now with the Batman mask. Masked Hartenstein.
That's like the largest team ever. That's who's guarding who.
Yeah.
So that's
you're very right about that.
I'll let JD give his point.
JD.
To me, the matchup I think I would like to rather see more would actually probably be the Lakers.
I'm there too. I'm there too.
Yeah. But are you saying that's a matchup you want to see, or that's going to be the best basketball?
Well, that's the best basketball. I actually really do think
I want to see the Lakers too.
Yeah, the Lakers, I mean, like, if you've been watching them for the past actually like 2 weeks now, they're playing really good ball, and they're playing really good defense. Really good. And I'm like ready to see, I mean, because the sample size there is still really small. So I'm ready to see if that can keep on going. Because OKC is as far as their defense was playing good, and now they're just not playing any. Like, I mean, literally none. I think actually we're going to talk that game next. So like it's stuff like that where I'm seeing So just as far as the Lakers goes, I would like to see if this can keep going.
Yeah, that's a good point by Joe, but I also think you could easily sell Steph Curry last hurrah. Like the NBA is not going to shed a tear as long as they get Boston on one side. They wouldn't care if it's the Warriors or the Lakers. They would literally cry happiness for the Western Conference Finals to be those two teams, and the East. No, they need Boston because nobody gives a crap about Cleveland. I'm sorry. In terms of viewership.
They need the Knicks. They need the Knicks to finally make a finals. I'm telling you, what that would do for the ratings and
colossal.
And shut up, Brunson Stinks out there. I know you haven't said anything yet, but that's a preventative. Shut up, because I know you're going to say something in 2 seconds about the Knicks. All right, boys. That was a good topic. I enjoyed that. Let's keep it moving. Let's go into the next game we're breaking down today, which is going to be the OKC Thunder team we're just talking about, coming in 50-11. They're 23-7 on the road, taking on a Grizzlies team that is 38-23. But this Grizzlies team is nasty at home. They are 22-9 at home. Let's go over to the injury report for the Thunder. Isaiah Joe, game time decision. Alex Caruso out. AJ Mitchell out. Nikola Topic out for the season. Why do they keep listing that? On the other side for the Grizzlies, Scottie Pippen Jr., game time decision. Yuki Kamawura out. John Conchar, game time decision. Santi Aldama is a game time decision, but can confirm that Santi Aldama did go through pregame or morning shoot around this morning. So I do anticipate Aldana to be in the lineup. Hefe, as we always do. Over to you. What do you got?
Man, the Grizzlies' last 3 games have been just weird. All 3 games they've lost by either a buzzer beater or a last second miss on their end. Loss against the Knicks by 1, loss against the Spurs by 2, both of those on and loss against the Hawks by 2. All 3 of those on last second makes by the opposite team. Like that's kind of crazy to think about. 3 straight games where buzzer beaters beating them. Meanwhile, it's hilarious how we talk about the Cavs. Oh my God, they're 52-10. The freaking Thunder have 11 losses on the year. They're 50-11, but they're winning in different ways. To JD's point, they're winning close games and they're just outscoring. They're just flat out outscoring the team. I mean, SGA, I don't even know how many 50-point games he has this year. I think it's up to 4 now. He's absolutely incredible. If he was on a bigger market team, and I know that it doesn't really matter with basketball's not really a regional sport, man, he would be the face of the league. He really would.
Hefe, we can't get SGA. He's not coming to the Knicks. Let me just throw that out quickly.
Have you tried? Have you run it through the trade simulator yet? Can we trade a 2042 first round pick yet? And what time will that be available? Let me talk to Sam.
I can get it to you in an hour.
But anyway, the Grizzlies just, if I had to pick a side in this, I wouldn't pick either. I have no idea. But both these teams can score, and I like the total. I think this will be a close game. If you had to maybe pick a side, I'll roll with the Grizzlies with the points here, +9. But I think you'll see more points scored. I defer to JD to give us more info on that. No, not you.
He said JD.
JD?
Okay. Well, guys, since the All-Star break, the Grizzlies have not covered a single game.
Coming in hot, JD. Let's go. Fire me up.
Just starting off there. With that being said, the Thunder, as I was just talking about, they are not playing defense. They're actually winning games, but they're just outscoring everybody. As far as the Grizzlies go, we all know at home what they do. They want to run fast. I believe they are the fastest paced team.
Yes.
And the Thunder, as they've been showing, because actually since the All-Star break, every one of their games has gone over. They are willing to run and just simply actually outright score anybody. And I think that game's going to show it, or tonight's game's going to be the same thing. This total 250. Everybody's thinking, wow, that's crazy high. What if I told you Thunder games, last 6 games have all gone over 250 points? So when you really look at it, it's really not that high. And now they're playing a team that literally wants to actually run and do those things. So, yeah, tonight, this total to me is actually low. I know it may sound crazy, but when you really dig into it, I definitely think that this total is actually low. Give me the over 249.5. I believe it's up to 250, 250.5. That's totally fine. Yeah, I am all over it.
Yep, JD, I'm not going to say much on this, and I am with you 1,000%, brother. I'm on the over 250. It's one of my favorite plays tonight. This game is going to be one of the most exciting, fun games to watch we've seen in a long time. It's going to be a back and forth, scoring, and very little defense played. So I'm all over the over 250 here. I am with you 1,000%, and all the reasons you said are extremely valid, so I'm not going to even add any more to it. I have a little bit of breaking news in the NFL world. Former Seattle Seahawks wide receiver, franchise leader in almost every receiving category, Tyler Lockett has been released and is now officially a free agent. So I did have to get that out there. Looks like that happened about 2 minutes ago.
to be
600 years old. He's old. 600 years old. But Tyler Lockett's a free agent. Hope he doesn't retire. We will see if he goes to another team very soon. There's a lot of receivers.
He played good. Oh, yeah. We could have a whole show on the receiver market. Is going to be a problem. It is a supply and demand issue.
There are so many receivers from when we were from the year 2015 to 2018 that were the best in the league. We have Devontae Adams. We have Tyler Lockett. There are so many guys out there, DeAndre Hopkins, that were once stars in the league that are winding their careers down, looking for new teams, looking to extend their careers.
Can I just give you a quick list of all the free agent wide receivers? Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Hollywood Brown, Darius Slayton, D-Hop, Elijah Moore, Deontay Johnson, Juju, Josh Palmer, Mike Williams. I'll stop at Nick Westbrook-Akine, and now Tyler Lockett.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you. It's crazy, and it's funny because, like I said, these are the guys we grew up watching. These are the guys that we all loved and saw break records and have huge years. A lot of them are coming down. We're getting old, gentlemen. We're getting old. The guys we grew up with are getting out of the league, so a lot of these guys are winding down. But, boys, there's one more game we're breaking down today, and it's a team we absolutely love on the show.
I need to bring up one other thing.
Please do.
Something that actually David said here. The OK defense is good up 107 points per game. Yes, you're actually looking at season-long stats. You need to look at since the All-Star break. You need to see what they're doing since then. Because this team, like I said, is playing a different brand of actually basketball. They've given up 128, 132, 119, 121, 131. They're not just playing the same type of ball currently. I just wanted to mention that.
Great point, JD. Let's keep it rolling here, but great addition to that. We're going into the final game of the day we're breaking down, and it's a team that's very near and dear to this show because we've won a lot of money with the Detroit Pistons this year. We're coming in 35-27. They're 18-13 on the road, taking on a Clippers team that I can't fucking stand. Clippers are 32-29 on the year. They're 19-10 at home. Let's go over the injury report because it's a long one on both sides. For the Pistons, Isaiah Stewart, game time decision. And then the next four guys are already out. Only one of them has any meaning. Tobias Harris has been ruled out. Ron Harper Jr. has been ruled out. Tolu Smith has been ruled out. And Jaden Ivey we haven't seen in months. But he is coming back soon. Looks like he'll be back in 2 weeks. But Jaden Ivey is still on the sidelines. For the Clippers, Ben Simmons. Is he a real human being? Who knows? Game time decision for him. Derek Jones, game time decision as well. Kawhi Leonard and Norm Powell are both out for the Clippers tonight. We may also see a few additional names get added to the injury report for the Clippers because they are on a back-to-back, and I can see them rolling a couple guys out. Hefe, over to you. What do you got?
I don't even want to say the C word. That's how pissed I am about last night. Yeah, I literally don't understand how a team does that. A veteran team, and a team that has Kawhi Leonard, who's supposed to be an absolute, great defender, offensive player, my ass, whatever. This team was up by 19 in the fourth quarter, up 23 with 2 minutes left in the third, actually, and then that's when the kind of downfall happened. Then they had to get on a plane in Phoenix, fly home tonight. Obviously, Kawhi's not playing because, come on, he's injury management, baby. And now they have to take a Pistons team on that's young, coming off a win, has won 5 games on the road in a row. Can't imagine the last time they were favored on the road at the Clippers. Must have been freaking when Chauncey Billups was a starting point guard for the Pistons. So I'm rolling with the Pistons here. The Clippers tonight are going to have a mindset of either, damn, that sucked last night and we still feel it, or yo, we got to get a W on the boards right now because that was embarrassing last night. But this is a veteran team that, I don't think really is great on back-to-backs. Kawhi's already not playing. Wouldn't be surprised if more players don't play.
And Norm Powell's out too. Norm Powell's a huge piece.
Let me tell you something. Norm Powell, when he started this season, he was a fringe all-star, man. They were talking about him being like the biggest all-star snub. Pistons are playing great basketball there. Somebody just brought up, Joe just said it in the chat. They're healthier. They're deeper right now, especially coming into tonight. They're also more well-rested. I'll take the Pistons with the points. I can also see this easily as like an amateur better looking at this, seeing the Clippers at home plus 4.5 and thinking, I mean, come on, it's the Pistons. I'm rolling with the Clippers. This is not your dad's Pistons. I'm rolling with the Pistons.
Great line there. One thing to say about the Clippers here, too, is they keep being favored by 4.5. I don't know if you guys have realized that. Their 2 games against the Lakers last week, which they lost both outright, favored by 4.5 because of injuries and rest and yada, yada, yada. They keep having this 4.5-point line, and they keep losing outright. So for me, I'm all over the Pistons here. I think the Pistons have a big performance. Back-to-back, like we said, for the Clippers. I do expect them to have some tired legs, and I'm definitely going to be all over the Pistons in this spot. This is not, as Hefe would say, your dad's Pistons. As Joe would say here, this is not last year's Pistons. This is a Pistons team like we've never seen. They've never had this style. They've been a fun, exciting team to watch, and I hope it continues. Give me the Pistons, minus 4.5. JD, what do you got?
And yeah, y'all have definitely broken this game down well. Clippers last night, like that was their spot. That was their like get right spot. And actually they blew it.
Yep.
Without Norm playing, I'm not going to be back in this actual team. When actually he gets back, that's when I'll maybe start to like think about him. But actually, like until then, they are a fade team. Pistons, they started out, this line opened at them and actually -1, and got steamed up quick. So I don't like, as far as the number, that I missed it, but in this game, I don't think it really matters. What is it? You can still get a 4 or 4.5. A 4.5. To me, that would be the only way actually like I could play this. This isn't my favorite play. There are some other plays like actually on this card I actually definitely like more. But yeah, if I had to play it, it would be laying the points. So
I don't blame you on that one. All right, boys. Let's get to it for the breakdowns today, but there's still things that we do on the show every single day. David, great comment here. The Pistons are 8-1 the last 9. Jess, I do see your comment here about the Denver game. Too many game time decisions for me to make a read on this game right now. I quickly will pull up and give you the injury report, so this is why we're not talking about this one. Domantas Sabonis is already out for the Kings. Malik Monk, who's a huge factor for the Kings as well, as a game time decision. On the other side for the Nuggets, here's why it's hard. Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, Vlatko Konkar, Peyton Watson, and Zeke Naji, all true game time decisions. So we need a lot more information on this game, in my opinion, at least if we're going to make a breakdown on it. Do either of you guys have a read on this game? Because for me, I still have to wait for the injury report.
No, not on this one, but stay tuned to Best Bets. I do have a NBA game that I have a read on that we've not went over.
Breaking news, Christian Kirk has been released by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Christian Kirk, who's been pretty good on a very high wide receiver contract, has been released by the Jacksonville.
No shit, he got released. That was a terrible contract. He did not produce at all last year. And
he was good before
the Jaguar. And well, yeah, it's because the Jaguars went and got their wide receiver for the next 10 freaking years, and Brian Thomas Jr., and they want him to have that go route kind of slot receiver. They don't need a Kirk. They need like a DK Metcalf, a big one, a big guy now. The AJ Brown, the DK Metcalf, the one of those.
Yep, I agree. But that's the breaking news there. Had to get that in there. Captain Kirk has been released. All right, boys. Still one more thing we got to do on the show. Well, 2 more things. First thing we got to do, let me pull it up here, is the March Madness sale for MoneyBall Metrics. 25% off all access bonus. The Indian Wells, Guardian Wells, whatever you want to call it. Tournament starts today. Odd Shopper Tails code, March 25. Guys, the sale's only on for another 24 hours. This is the last sale that Moneyball Metrics is doing for the entire month. So if you want to get in for March Madness, get in for all the picks. JD has been on freaking fire. Make sure you guys take advantage of the promo code March 25. All right, boys.
I just want to say this out loud. Tyler Lockett is such a Raider. Pete Carroll, Tyler Lockett.
It's not a bad thought process. Not a bad thought process. I could definitely see that happening. But best bets, Hefe. How many do you have for the people today? 1, 2, 48, 77.
I have 48 minus 46. I got 2 of them. So one of them is a game that we have not went over, and it is the Mavericks versus the Bucks. Why the hell am I looking at the Dallas Mavericks team that just had devastating injury yesterday with Kyrie out for the year? in the news for, how many. I mean, I must have seen 10 different iterations of the tweet where it's a timeline of every bad thing that's happened to the Mavericks, like over the last a few months, ever since trading Luka. So why am I backing them at Milwaukee? Because the Bucks are on a back-to-back, and they are the worst back-to-back against spread team in the league, and it is not even close. In this spot, they are covering 20%. I'm getting 10.5 points with the Mavericks. This is still the NBA. The Mavericks are not putting up, a D3 team up against the Bucks tonight on a back-to-back. They're still going to put up NBA caliber players. Do I think the Mavericks win this game? No. Do I think they keep it under single digits and lose this game by 5, 6, 7 points? Yes, I do. Mavericks plus 10.5. My other best bet is the Pistons game that we just went over for all the reasons that we spoke about.
Yep, same for me. I am on the Pistons, by 4.5 tonight. I'm also on the over in the Thunder game, over 250. JD, close us out. What you got?
I got 2 plays here. We're going with the Maryland-Michigan game. We're actually going to play that one over 153.5. And then in the Thunder and Grizzlies game, we're going to go over again there. We're going to play that one over 250.
Love it. Well, boys, it's been a fantastic show. We broke down a little college basketball. We broke a lot of breaking news in the NFL. We had some great news drop. We were live today, so that's always exciting. Hefe, any parting words for the people before we get the hell out of here?
Let's continue to win, boys. Let's continue to win. Just beware, especially in college basketball, just like at the end of a NFL season, so to speak. Some of these teams got nothing to play for. So just be very aware. Saturday is going to be a huge day in college basketball with every single SEC team literally playing every single one playing on Saturday. Just be aware, especially in these, today. There's no show tomorrow, so be aware tomorrow. Just look at the conference seedings and make sure that the team that you're backing has something to play for.
There we go. Well, JD, close us out. Do what you do.
I feel like I have a lot of things to say here. So let me actually see if I can get through them all. Start with, yes, we actually have tennis plays. They start at 2 o'clock Eastern time, and they'll be going throughout the night.
All night, baby.
We're gonna have a lot of fun there. As far as college basketball, I just have to say something about that. My college basketball run is 30-7 currently, super hot there. So yeah, as far as that sale goes, right now is a great time to hop on that. Next thing, tomorrow, my man Alpha Dog turns 25. So I gotta say, happy birthday, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Is that what we're doing? Okay, very good. Wow.
Something like that. Not quite 25, but I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, let me tell you, if he's turning 25, then I can't wait to be a freshman at college next year.
It's going to be fantastic. David, I am not 25. I will be turning 33 tomorrow, but thank you guys very much. JD, you got to still do the thing now.
Oh, yeah. Still going through. But yeah, everybody, let's stay hot. Let's fucking win. See ya.
Let's stay hot. Let's fucking win. Everybody Venmo me $1,000 for my birthday. And we'll see you Friday. We appreciate every single one of you. And my daily reminder, don't ever bet Rutgers. They fucking suck. We'll see you guys on Friday. Peace.